Hello and welcome to today's lesson, which is quartiles from a list. So it's probably worth mentioning what a quartile is. Now we already know what the word median means, and the median is when we are finding, well, if you remember the song Hey Diddle Diddle, the median's in the middle. Okay, so it's the middle value here. Now a quartile, you might be able to work it out, is the quarters of the data. So where does a quarter of the data lie, and then where does the upper quartile of the data lie? Now this can be broken up into things like 25% and 75%, but we'll have a look, and I think you'll get used to it when we have a look at this first question. So here we've got our very first question, which says find the lower quartile of the set of data below. So the easiest way to do this is to find the median first, split it up into two parts, and then find out the lower quartile and the upper quartile from there. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. Now, remember, when you're finding the median of something, you always have to put it in order first. Now, luckily, this one's in order, so let's start off. So let's write it down here. So this is example 1. Do remember to make sure you're getting the C notes, because remember, the only way to learn maths is to do it. So we've got 7, 9, 9, 10, 14, 17 and 20. So to find out our median, which we don't really need to know in this, but it helps us to find out the next part. We go from the outside in. So because there's an odd amount here, this makes it easier for us. So we go, we cross it off, cross it off. I'm not going to cross these off now. The reason I'm not going to cross it off is because we need these numbers to work out the next one. So we go first and last, then we go in, then we go in, so we end up with a median here. So if we cross off both of those three, we end up with a median in the middle, which is 10. So this here is our median value. Now, if you have a middle number, you cross it off, and we know that that's the median. Okay. Now remember, we're trying to find the lower quartile and the upper quartile of this. So what's the lower quarter number? And then what's the upper quarter number? And these are called quartiles, okay? Now, basically, what you're doing is you're finding the median within a median, okay? So you're finding the median of these three numbers here. And then you're also finding the median of these three numbers here, okay? Now, we cross off this middle number because it's slap bang in the middle, so it has no effect on either of them. Okay, so if I was to find out the lower median, which is actually called the lower quartile, then I would cross off the first and the last, and I end up with a lower quartile, which is equal to 9. Notice that that is in the middle of those three numbers. Brilliant. And to find out my upper quartile, which notice is this second part, so it says find the upper quartile from the set of numbers, then I'd cross off this one, I'd cross off this one, and this one here is called my upper quartile, which is equal to 17. So then we've got our lower quartile, we've got our median, and we've got our upper quartile. Brilliant. So that's example 1. Let's have a look at our next example. So we've got 9 and 17, super perfect. So find the lower quartile from the set of data below, and find the upper quartile from the set of data below. What I'm going to suggest, I'm going to make it big. Maybe have a little go at this one yourself now. So pause now and have a little go at that. Okay, I'm going to go through it anyway. So this one here is example 2. Do make sure you're getting it into your notes. So example 2. So here we've got, are they already in order? Yes, they're already in order. Super. So 45, 49, 50, 54. Make sure I'm getting these right. 60, 61. And 65. So the first thing I need to do with this is to find out what the median is, and I do that by going from the outside in. Remember, if there's one number, if it's an odd number, there'll be one number in the middle. If it's an even number, you'll need to find out what's in the middle of those two. Okay. But in this case, we'll go 1, 2, 3. So our middle number for this one is equal to that 54 here. So this is our median. And remember, you're finding the median of the lower the lower half, and you're finding the median of the upper half to find the quartiles, the lower quartile and the upper quartile, which is where the quarter of the data lies and where the upper quarter of the data lies. So in this case here, we've got, we want the the median of that one to find the lower quartile, and we want the median of that one. And I think it's quite straightforward when there's only 3, so it's this one here. So my lower quartile, which is equal to 49, and then we go from the outside in, so the first and last. Remember, if you go all the way right, if there was more numbers here, which gives me my upper quartile, which is equal to 61. Super. Brilliant. So that was example 2. Okay, we're flying through these today. So let's have a look at this next one here. Again, I'm going to suggest that you pause and have a little go at this one yourself. Okay, so pause and have a little go at that one. Okay, super. Let's have a go at this one together then. So here we've got example 3. Let's write these numbers down. So it's asking for the lower quartile and the upper quartile again. So it's going to be 9, 5, 12, 15, 12, 6, and 11. So what do we notice straight away with this? Now, if you circle that one there as the median, you're going to get it wrong. And why are you going to get it wrong? Because these aren't in order. So let's order these from smallest to largest first. So we've got 6 there, which is the smallest. Okay. Then we've got the silly Billy. We've got 5, which is the smallest, haven't we? Just make sure you're taking your time. 5, which is the smallest. Then we've got 6. Then we've got 9, which is next. Then we've got 11. Then we've got 2 12s. And then we've got 15. Brilliant. So then we've got all the numbers. Now, as I crossed it off, you can do that. There's no reason why you can't cross it off to make sure it's clear which ones you picked. So now, first of all, we're finding the median of this. So we find the median by going outside in. So 1, 2, 3. Median's equal to this one. And then we're finding the lower quartile of the left-hand numbers. So the lower quartile of these and the upper quartile by finding the median of those amount. So in this case, we can cross off this one here and this one here. So my lower quartile in this case is equal to 6. Super. And in this one here, I cross off this one and this one. So my upper quartile is equal to 12. Brilliant. So there's 3 examples. So let's have a look at the next question here. So 6 and 12, super. Okay, so these are both past GCSE questions. Now one of these is trickier than the other, but we're going to go through both of them. So let's have a look at this first one. Now notice in this one here, the question doesn't ask for the upper and lower quartile, it asks for the interquartile range, okay? So you might be thinking to yourself, what is that? So let's think about the words that we know in that. Well, we know what the range is. The range is the biggest, take away the smallest, okay? Now, we know that we've been dealing with quartiles, where we've been finding the upper quartile and the lower quartile, like so. So I think it makes sense that the interquartile range is when you're finding the upper quartile take away the lower quartile. So this is the range of the quartiles. Now, the reason that we do this is because it finds the spread of the majority of the data. We're not just finding the extremes, so the biggest take away the smallest. You're finding the spread of the majority of the data, so 50% of your data. Okay, so let's have a look at this one together then. So this one here was example 4. Remember to make sure you're getting this down in your notes. The only way to learn maths is to do it. So, example 4. So here are the marks scored in a test by girls in 8C. Work out the interquartile range of the girls. Okay, so let's get these numbers down first. So they go 2, 8, 10, 12, 15, 16, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So that we've got all the numbers. Now remember, first thing we've got to do is we've got to find out the median of this. And we do that by working from outside in. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we've got this one here, which is actually our middle number. So this one here is our median here. Okay. Now, remember, to find the upper quartile and the lower quartile, which is what we need for the interquartile range, we must first find the median of that lower half, which is going to give me my lower quartile. So the median of that, and then I want the median of this. So in this case, I can cross them off now. 1 and 1, 2 and 2. I'm left with this one here, which is my lower quartile, which is equal to 10. And then this one and this one, this one and this one. My upper quartile is equal to 18. Super. So now I've got my lower quartile, I've got my upper quartile, but it's not asking for that, it's asking for the interquartile range. Now we just spoke about the fact that the interquartile range is when we do the upper quartile take away the lower quartile. So in this case, sometimes you write it like this, just to make it easier. Interquartile range, and we'll show you what that formula is equal to the upper quartile subtract the lower quartile, which in this case is equal to 18, take away 10. So my interquartile range is equal to 8. Super. Okay, so what I'm going to suggest is pause now and have a go at that one on the right. Notice that both of these have come up. I'll make it big for you so you can have a go at it yourself. Pause now and have a little go at that one on the right. Okay, let's go through it together then. So, here are the marks that James scored in 11 maths tests. Find the interquartile range of these marks. Now notice that these aren't in order first of all. So the first thing we must do is put them in order. Which one example is this now? Example 5, I think. So example 5. Okay, so let's put them in, let's write them all out first just to make sure we've got them all. So we've got 16, 12, 19, 18, 17, 13, 13, 20, 11, 19, and 17. Lots of numbers there. Okay, so now we need to make sure that we're in order. So the first thing I need to do is to find the smallest value. So what's my smallest value here? Okay, so when I go down this, looking here, my smallest value is equal to 11. So let's get that one down first. So 11 first. Then my next one is 12. So 12 there. Then I've got 13 twice. So 13 and 13 twice there. Then I've got, what's my next one? It is 16. So 16 is next. Then I've got 17 twice. So 17 and 17 twice. I've got 118 there. 2 19s. Yeah, 19. 19. And then I've got 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Super, yeah. So, then what we need to do is to find the median of this. So go from the outside in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is our median here, 17. And then we're finding the lower the median of the lower half, which is this part here. And we're finding the median of this part here. So it's going to be 1 and 1, 1 and 1. So that's going to be my lower quartile, which is equal to 13. Super. And then 1 and 1, 1 and 1. My upper quartile is equal to 19. Now remember, it's not asking for my upper and lower quartile, but it's asking for the interquartile range, which uses these. So I've got my interquartile range, which we write as IQR, which is equal to 19 take away 13, which is equal to 6. Super. Brilliant. So, we've done those two questions now. Let's have a little go at, we've got 6 there. So, let's have a go at some of these questions then. So pause now and have a little go at these questions. Remember to make sure you're having a go at these, because the only way to learn maths is to do it. So pause now and have a little go at those. Okay, I'm going to pop the answers up, so mark these in green for me. So mark those in green. Brilliant, so thank you for watching this video on quartiles from a list. Remember to make sure that you're having a go at these questions, because the only way to learn maths is to do it, and have a lovely day.